This message is for everybody who's wanting to get more traction or have more success than they're currently getting. I'm going to talk about a topic that just frankly could be difficult to hear. And I want to start off by saying I'm saying this because everybody who's listening, I care about you and I love you. And I want you to understand, if you want to be happier, if you want to be more successful, sometimes you have to get through difficult things. And there's something that's recently come up. I just got off a Zoom call with my team, and it hit me like a lightning bolt that this is a problem that people on the team are having, and it's stopping them from being more successful. And I realized so many people are struggling with this. I think that there's a lot that I can share. There's a mindset virus that gets in your head, and it tells you you should take action or you should do something when your environment or the situation is more ideal. Now that sounds innocent, but it is not. Let me tell you how this plays out. You know that you need to start analyzing more deals, but you're like, well, COVID's going on. I'm going to wait till that ends. And then the COVID situation calms down. And you think, okay, I need to get in there and analyze deals. And then there's a presidential election. And you tell yourself, well, I'm going to wait till after the election to see what happens. If I asked you, well, what's your plan on if it goes either way? Most people don't know what to say. But there's a comfort in telling themselves, I'll wait, I'll do it later. And that right there is the danger. Because after the election, you're going to have a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And after that, you're going to have an issue at your job. And after that, well, your car's going to need to get worked on. And after that, you have a vacation you want to plan. And the next thing you know, years have gone by and you haven't done anything. People, this is how life works. There's never a time it's ideal. And the mistake is telling yourself that you have the right to wait until it's an ideal time to do what you know is right. There's never going to be an ideal time. And if you wait for that ideal window, oftentimes the opportunity's gone. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to ask yourselves, what am I putting off, and justifying it by saying now's not the right time. I want to share with you a few pieces of advice that you could recognize if you're doing this, and ask yourself where it's applying. Part of it is when you look for empathy or sympathy from others to justify your own inaction. Now, empathy and sympathy are not bad, right? How often do we get told you need to be more sympathetic? You need to have empathy. You need to understand. You do, but you also have to understand that those things do not create a different result for the people that have them. In fact, sometimes if you find yourself seeking empathy, it's often because it creates an excuse to not attack or engage the part of you that's causing a problem. So if you've ever heard yourself say something like, yeah, I know I need to do that, but you need to understand that, fill in the blank, dangerous. Stop right there. When the words come out of your mouth, what you need to understand, stop right there. They don't need to understand. Nobody needs to understand. You need to understand that it's not anybody else's job to understand what you're going through. You could say to somebody, I'm struggling with this. Here's where I'd like some help. Or, yeah, I'm getting hung up right here. Can you help me get over that? Or let's work through that together. But the second that you start expecting someone else to understand why something is difficult for you, right behind that is a justification for inaction. You're looking for comfort at not taking action, not pushing forward with whatever your goal was. And I hear this happen a lot. I hear people say certain things like, what's another one? Well, let's just let it happen naturally. It should come natural. Guys, what comes natural in life? Think about that. It's almost always the worst things. It's natural to eat chocolate. It's natural to skip your workout. It's natural to just let the situation come your way. The best things in my life, I promise you, the best things in my life were not natural. They were intentional. My friendship with Brandon Turner was intentional. I saw Brandon and I said, I like that person. He's a man of integrity. He's a good friend to me. He calls me out on my stuff. I want to be better friends with him. And I said, Brandon, I want our friendship to be better. My friendship with Kyle Ranke, same thing. I said, Kyle, I really like you as a person. I think we need to be more than friends. We need to be brothers. What would I have to do to earn your trust so we could get there? That sounds weird, but those are some of the best relationships, the best things I have in my entire life. Real estate investing did not happen naturally. It was difficult. My natural emotion said it's scary, it's bad, this could go wrong, that could go wrong. I got started investing at the last crash. Well, we look back and we say, that was the best time to do it. Well, yeah, it is, but I didn't know that when I was getting into it. Everyone was telling me this is not normal. Don't do it. It's bad. It didn't feel natural. So if you catch yourself saying things like, let's let things happen naturally, I'd add that on to what you have to understand. You've got to understand where I'm coming from. Those are both dangerous, dangerous things. Another one is when we tell ourselves, I'll do it later, or I'll do it when it's easy, okay? That doesn't happen. There never comes a time when things are easy. And if you wait for them to be easy and that somehow does happen, well, everybody else is doing it too. Let me tell you a better way to look at it. A better way to look at something is, instead of saying, well, I'll do it when it comes easy, or I'll do it when it's more ideal, is to say, if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it. To bring out your competitive juices that understand, if I don't go after that relationship or that deal or that business opportunity or that promotion, someone else is going to get it. Oh, this isn't the right time in my life right now to, go after that. My sister, she's going to be visiting, and my kid's sick. I don't want to go after that promotion. 10 years later, when you would have made $1 million more of $100,000 a year for 10 years, do you think you're going to care that your kid was sick at the time of the promotion? No, you're going to wish that you had just gotten through it because you're going to give your kid a better life having another $1 million. It's a different way to look at something. The worst thing we can do is when we try to make everyone else in the world understand how we feel and understand our situation. The best thing you can do is to try to understand theirs and to recognize there will always be a part of you that says, this isn't the right time, this isn't the right thing, it doesn't feel natural. I just want everybody that's listening to this to ask themselves, where are you doing that? And can you be honest with yourself and acknowledge you're doing it to justify staying the same? You're doing it to justify the discomfort that comes from change. You're doing it because you don't really want that promotion, because you don't want to get rejected, or you don't want the responsibility, or you're comfortable where you are. So you're telling yourself it's not the right time. The reality is you're not the right person. And if you're not happy with where you are, which if you're watching this video still, that's you. You wouldn't still be listening if that wasn't the case. This is something that applies to me as well. I'm not happy with where I am. I want to get to a better version of David. This is a huge thing, okay? You listen to the words that come out of your own mouth. Listen to the thoughts you think. When you find yourself trying to get other people to understand why you haven't done anything, even arguing with them to convince them why you can't do it, big red flags should go off. Sirens should be going off in your head, okay? It's BS. There's never going to be the right time. There's never going to be the ideal situation. We're not princesses and princes that run around that the world is supposed to adjust itself to make things easier for us. The reality is when your company needs to promote someone, they're going to do it on their time, not on your time. They don't care what you have going on. They care about what you can do for them. And if you want to get ahead in the world, you got to be asking yourself all the time, how can I do that for them? If you're married and your spouse makes it hard for you to love them, if you just keep focusing on how it's hard to love them, it's very easy to never do it. If you start thinking, well, if I don't do it, somebody else will, it kicks in a whole different gear of you that will make you a better version. So I just wanted to share that with everybody here. I'm addressing this in my life. I hope more people can address it in their life, that these words you have to understand, or let's just let it happen naturally, are some of the biggest thieves of joy and success that you'll ever know.